Hi, this is Kamera. My first few minutes with God, day number 273, Malachi chapter 1 through chapter 4. God says he will always love Israel. He talks about how he showed his love to Jacob by destroying Esau and shows you some of the things he had done in destroying Esau. God also covers how the priest dishonors him. They show him contempt by the offerings that they give him. They give him crippled and diseased animals. They wouldn't even give those to the governor. God says he is not pleased and will not accept their offerings because their actions, they dishonor him. They act as though it's hard to serve God. That's what they show. The other nations, though, the surrounding nations, they honor God with sweet incense and pure animals. God tells the priest to honor his name or he will curse them and their blessings. Can you imagine your blessings being cursed? The purpose of the covenant that God has with the Levites, God says, was to bring life and peace, and that is what he gave them. And this required reverence, which they did. They passed on to the people the truth of the instructions they received of me, God says. They did not lie or cheat. They walked with me, God says, living good and righteous lives. They turned many from sin. They were messengers of God. But the priests have left God's path, corrupted the covenant with Levites and himself, and caused many to stumble into sin. God says, are we not all made by God? Are we not all God's children? But why? Why betray him? Judah, God talks about Judah's unfaithfulness in marrying wives who worship idols. He talks about the unfaithful men, the men who are unfaithful to their wives, making God reject their offerings. God says he hates divorce. And to divorce your wife is to overwhelm them with cruelty. He tells the men to guard your hearts. Do not be unfaithful to your wife. God also talks about how the people weary him by saying, all who do evil are good, and that God is pleased with them. And they say, where is God's justice? God says, look, I am sending my messenger, and he will prepare the way before me. The Lord you are seeking will suddenly come. He will suddenly come, and who will be able to endure? God says, I am the Lord. I don't change. Should people cheat God? He covers this too. You cheat me, he says, because they're like, well, Lord, how do we cheat you? You cheat me with the tithes and offerings due to me. You are cursed. You and this nation have been cheating me. God said, bring your tithe and your offering to my storehouse so that there will be food in my temple. Then God says, I will open the windows of heaven, pour out blessings you will not have room to take in. God said, take it. He says, try it. Try it. He says, put me to the test. So he's telling us to try him, put him to the test. He says he'll do this. He also says, you have said, what's the use in serving God? He says, they say, what will we gain? Those who do evil, they get rich. Those who dare God to punish them suffer no harm. Those who fear God, though, they spoke with each other, and God listened to them. And a scroll of remembrance was with God at this time, a record of the name of those who feared God and honored his name. On the day of judgment, you will see the difference between the righteous and the wicked, between those who serve God and those who don't. The Lord says the day of judgment is coming, burning like a furnace. The arrogant and the wicked will be burned like straw. Those who fear my name, God says, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in his wings, and you will go free, leaping with joy, and you will tread upon the wicked. God says, remember to obey his word. God says he is sending Elijah before that great and dreadful day of the Lord arrives. God says his preaching will turn the hearts of fathers and children. Otherwise, God says he will come and strike the land with a curse. These are some serious words. I'm just saying. But there you have it, guys. It's day number 273, Malachi, chapter 1 through chapter 4. You have a God-filled blessed day.